Okay, who's from Perak campus? Put in your respective campuses. Which campus do you belong to? Put in the chat column. Who's from Perak, Penang? Anyone from Sabah? Okay, quite a number from KL. Anyone from Sabah yet? Perak campus. Okay, great. So more of your friends are actually coming in. Okay, I think our trainer is also ready, waiting on the other end. Karmen, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Yes, Karmen is here. All right. So let me introduce myself again. I'm Miss Kani from Student Career Development Center, main campus of TAR UC. All right. So what is Student Career Development Center? I think by now you should know already. So because we've been arranging for many career activities in the past, and also this year we had a virtual career fair in March. Okay. And then after that, we had pre-career fair webinars and all that. So those of you who are still new to our SCDC or SCDC programs, welcome. It's nice to see you all, especially from the branch campus. This time around, we are receiving a lot of participation from the branch campus. It's so good to see you all. Okay, so I believe there are quite a number of you from final year students, okay, either diploma or degree, who will be going for internship in October, right? So those who will be going for internship in October or November this year, can you put in the chat box? I would like to see how many of you, roughly how many of you are going for internship soon? Okay, great. Okay, quite a number. Great. Okay, so in that case, welcome. You are in the right webinar session because today, our topic for today is, as you all know, the webinar topic for today is bring out your A game in resume writing. All right, so this is the right time for you to learn how to produce a quality resume. All right, resume is important, okay? Before you even start to look for a job, you must prepare a good resume because that will be your first impression that you'll be creating for your employers, okay? For the screening measures and so on. All right, so for that, today I have my team here with me as well. My colleague Loshini and also Janice, they are here today. All right, so a brief description of what we do at our center for those branch campus students who may not be aware. Okay, apart from career fairs and career-related webinars, we are also doing career advisory. Okay, so for those of you, especially those of you who are not sure whether you are in the right course or not, or whether you're on the right track or not, you are always welcome to reach out to us. All right, so later on, I'll be putting some information in the chat box. All right, our email, okay, our career center's email. Okay, should you have any interest to do career, to have a session, to do a career assessment and also have a consultation session with us, you can always reach out to us. Okay, so we are always ready to, my team is always ready to help you. Okay, so on top of that, we will be doing annual career fairs. So as of now, because of the pandemic, we are fully embarked on virtual career fairs and internship fairs as well as webinars. All right, so that's about Student Career Development Center. And also, I hope all of you will stay until to the end of the session. Because as you all know, this particular webinar, you are eligible for soft skill points. So only when you stay up to the end and fill out the feedback form, you are eligible for soft skill points. So if you don't fill out and then you come and email me asking, Miss, I didn't get the soft skill points, I'm sorry. I cannot do anything, yeah, because you didn't fill out the feedback form. All right, so hope you all will be staying until the end. Okay, let me briefly introduce our speaker for today. So today with me is Miss Karmen. She is the founder of TeenEdge Academy. So I'll pass the session to her for her to introduce herself further and also to proceed with the webinar for today. Over to you, Karmen.
All right, thank you, Kani. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So I see that a lot of you are from KL, some are Penang, Perak. So I went off, for a while. Okay, now I'm back. So this is what we usually encounter also while staying at home and doing everything online. Internet connection is always a problem. Okay, so let me share my screen and we can officially start what we're supposed to be doing today. So are all of you seeing my screen? Okay, just let it load for a minute. Okay. All right, great. So we are all here and trying to learn. And if you already have a resume, hopefully this session will help you to perfect your resume to make it a game for you to make an impression for your future potential employer. So just now, Ms. Kani briefly introduced myself. Just let me just do it again. My name is Karmen. I have a degree in psychology, graduated from America. I came back to Malaysia in 2015, and since then I've been working with teenagers and youth university students like you. So we go to schools and different campuses to give seminars and talks and workshops on different topics. So it's great that I'm back here at TAIUC again and meeting you guys virtually. Okay, so we are here about talking about resume. So first thing I want to set straight is that a resume is not going to get you a job. Okay, now some of you may have certain question mark in your head. So if resume is not to help me to get a job, then why do I need to do a resume? Anyone have any guesses? So what is a resume for? Okay, resume is to help you to get an interview because no employer is going to hire you just by looking at the resume alone. So resume will help the employer to determine whether you are kind of a good candidate that can perform the job, and then it will lead to the interview. And it's in the interview that will help the company to decide, okay, this is the correct person. So with this in mind, when you are preparing your resume, you need to be honest, number one. Okay, don't exaggerate. Don't put in misinformation or false information, because if you get called to an interview, they are going to refer to your resume and ask you what you wrote in your resume. So you need to be able to answer or give more explanation about what you wrote. Okay, so we are good here. Now, the next thing I want to ask you, when a HR manager is looking at resume, how many seconds do you think they will spend on one resume? Can you all type in the chat? Make a guess. 3 minutes. It's seconds. Okay, I'm giving you a clue. It's seconds. It's not minute. Okay, a lot of answers. A lot of 10, 30. Okay. Now, let me tell you, in reality, they only spend an average of 6 seconds. Only 6 seconds for one resume. So a lot of you are guessing like 10, 30, even like 3 minutes. Okay, no, that's too long. Because they do not only receive like 1 or 2 resumes a day. Yes, we have a friend here, prepare a resume for 6 seconds. Yes, there's the point here. So how can you capture the attention of whoever reading your resume in 6 seconds? And in that 6 seconds, they can really determine that, oh, this is a potentially good candidate. I'm going to shortlist this person. So you only have 6 seconds. Okay, keep in mind. So this is a heat map. So those parts you see in red or orange, they are the parts where a person's eye look at the longest. Okay, and the blue one is where they glance a little bit, and the blank part is where they don't look at all. Okay, and this is how a HR person will look at when they are reading a resume. So if you can see on the bottom left, where it's like a big block of words, it's totally blank. Because you can just think of it for yourself. Do you even enjoy reading a textbook with a lot of words? Any of you enjoy reading textbook with like big blocks of words? No, right? Yeah. So it's almost like a human nature. Because you don't like it, another person also may not like it as well. So don't expect your hiring manager is going to read a big block of words. They will only glance through certain important sections, and they are going to look for the keyword that they want. Okay, so keyword is something that's very important today. If you don't remember anything else, this is what you need to remember. So I'm going to talk about that in a bit more details later. So remember, you only have 6 seconds. Don't put in a big block of words. You're not writing a textbook. Okay. So before I go into detail how to write a resume, so I believe some of you have seen certain job posting on different websites or job searching platforms. You will see resume and CV, or in full is curriculum vitae. So what is the difference? Should you prepare them differently? Anybody know exactly what is the difference between a resume and a CV here? Is there anyone? Pages, okay, number of pages. Okay. Okay, resume is more simple, CV is more detailed. All right, okay, some of you have some ideas. So the more official and formal definition is that a resume emphasizes your skill. What can you do? You can do project management, you can do design, you can do video editing. And it's usually used for the more common business, company, organizations that we are usually going to apply a job for. And as some of you have mentioned, it's maximum of 2 pages long. Okay, it's best if you can just put everything short, sweet, and straight to the point in 1 page, because you only have 6 seconds. If you have 2 pages, you only have 3 seconds for each page, okay? And for a CV, in the more formal setting, it actually emphasizes more on your academic accomplishment. And it is used more for something when you apply in the academic world, or you're applying for a grant, you want to do a research, you want to get some grants. So it's more academic focus, okay? And the length can go on, because for those who really have a lot of research experience, they want you to list out all the research paper that you have done, that you have published. So it can really go quite long. So in Malaysia, some of you may have came across certain jobs that require you to send in a CV. You can send in your resume, okay? Because some HR here, they also are not very clear about the difference, okay? So a resume will work if you are applying for a job, a common type of job in a company. Okay? So there's a question here in resume, be adding schooling detail. Yes. So in CV, the type of education or academic background needs to be more detailed. So that's why it's meant for academia when you're applying to be like a professor, or you want to apply for a research type of position. Yeah, it's very academic based. Okay, so are we clear here between resume and CV? If you are clear, can you type a 1 in the chat? Okay, a lot of ones going on. Okay, somebody raise your hand. Is it a question? If you have a question, you can type. Okay, thank you. Meanwhile, let me move on first. Okay. So here is how a resume would look like as an end product. So I'm going to break down what are the sections that you will need. Number one, we always start with your personal details. So this is where you have your name, your phone number, email, location, where you're based. And nowadays, LinkedIn is quite important. So if you don't have a LinkedIn account yet, okay, the next thing you're supposed to do after this seminar, you should go and create your LinkedIn profile. Okay, so this first section is quite simple. How you want to design it, okay, whether I want my name to be bigger, I want it to be bold in the center, it's all up to you, as long as it is easy to read. Okay, that is the key. It should be easy to read. And when they just glance through, they can capture the information right away. Okay, don't have to design, don't have to add borders and colors, no need. Okay, easy to read. Now, the next thing, the second section, we call it the executive summary. So in this part, it should just be 2 or 3 sentences. That's it. You're not going to write an essay. And what you're going to talk about is who you are, a little bit of your background, some highlights of what are you good at, and your goals. What are you trying to achieve in your career? Okay, so it's a bit small, so I'm going to read it to you, what this sample wrote here. Recent graduate of a highly ranked university with experience promoting brands and marketing products to businesses and customers. So in this one sentence, we already know who you are and a bit of what you're good at, your background. Okay, full stop. And second line, we're going to talk about your goals. So here it is. Seeking opportunity to leverage on project management, sales, and integrated marketing skills get in business development or account management. So this is what you want to do in your career. Okay, so just 2-3 lines, that's it. Okay, are we clear? If you are clear, write a C in the chat box. Okay, great. So the third section is your education background. Okay, how should you list it? I'll go in details a bit more. So the third one is education, and then we will go into your work experience. And after work experience, you can put in your campus or community involvement. So what do you do on campus? Your club, society, or if you're also involved with something outside of school, if you're in certain organization, NGO, you volunteer, or you have different type of activities going on, in like Leo Club and things like that. This is the part where you can also include. Okay, so these are the 5 main sections that you should have in your resume. Okay, so now I'm going to go in detail of each section. So in the first one, in your personal details, like I mentioned, it's best if you have your LinkedIn. Okay, it's not hard to set up. It's just like setting up your Instagram account. Everything is there. So you just need to put in the information. Okay, so if you don't have yet, do it later. Okay, And next, use consistent branding across your online profile. What does this mean? Because nowadays, everyone here, you will have at least Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or other type of social media profiles. And sometimes we use it for personal, for entertainment reason. But when you are going to work, when the HR has your full name, they will actually somewhat stalk you because they want to know who you are when you are not working. Or if you are going for an internship, because they will see you as still a university student, they want to know whether you are trustworthy, whether you can work professionally. So they will go and search for you. And if you have like different funny names on different social media platforms, they are going to have a bit of a bad impression. So make sure your profiles all have a same name, okay, as how you will put your name in your resume, if you can, all right? Or at least put a very decent name, like Vincent Tan, okay? The next thing is about your photo. Use a decent looking photo, okay? You don't have to purposely take a business professional photo, but a photo that look nice, decent, not a photo of you partying or drunk or in some funny looking costume. Okay, this is about your image. And always use just one phone number and one main email address. Make sure your phone and your email that you give is the one that you will check most of the time. And for email address, if you created an email, let's say in your high school, and you put it as ilovebts@gmail.com, please don't use that. Please create a new Gmail account or whatever email account that has a more proper name, okay? Because that also will give the HR an impression, okay? So these 4 things is important for the personal details section. Okay, next, we're going to go into the education background section. How should you write? Now, we always use reverse chronological order, meaning we write whatever happens the most recent, and then we go back. Meaning now we're going to write about 2021 first, then we go back to 2020 and then 2019. So you're going to write about your degree or your degree first, and then go back, write about diploma, and then go back, write about your SPM or SPM. Okay, go backwards. And here is how you should write your qualification first, comma, and then the name of the education institution that you graduated from. And then in bracket, the year, the month and the year of your graduation. Okay, not hard, very simple. Okay, if you write it like this, it's very clear. When they look at it, they know already. And for your university, you can put in your CGPA or your major GPA, whichever higher. Okay, and then you can also put in some of the courses that you have taken and it's relevant to the job that you are applying. Okay, so the employer knows that, okay, this person has taken this kind of course before, so they are not going to come in with zero knowledge. Okay, so this is how it will look like when you follow this structure. And it's very clear. You can see, you can catch the important information right away. Okay, so is everybody good for education? If you are good, can you give me an A? Alphabet A in the chat. Okay, great. So after education, this is where the most important section of your entire resume, work experience. Okay, and I'm putting work experience and campus and community involvement together because they use kind of a similar format or structure to write. So Again, you also use reverse chronological order. So whatever happened most recent should come first. And here is how you should write. Your title first, comma, the company name, and then in bracket, the time where you work in the company or intern in the company. As simple as that, okay? And one thing, this is also quite important and not many people will do it. You can provide a very short one line of company description of that previous job that you have done before. What does this company do? What is their main business activity? Because there are actually a lot of companies, then by the name itself, we cannot tell what is this company doing? What kind of industry? What do you do? So if you can just give a one line of description, it will help the HR to know that, oh, okay, what you have done before is quite similar to what our company is doing. So you have some kind of relevant experience, okay? And after that, you're going to start listing your achievement or the responsibility, the kind of job that you have done before when you work in that company. Okay, and this is how it will look like. So the title, followed by the name of the company, and then in bracket, the time where you work there. And then underneath, that is where you can put one line of short description of the company. What does the company do? And then a few bullet points of what you have done before in the job. Okay, so the most important part of this section is your bullet points. What you write in your bullet point is really literally your bullet. Whether you get the job or not, whether you hit the target, that is your bullet. And how do you know what to write? You just write or just hentam whatever you've done before in the job, you just put it in. There is a tip or an important thing that I've also mentioned in the beginning. What is it? Anyone remember? There's one word that I mentioned in the beginning. That's the most important thing. If you don't remember anything else after this seminar, that's that one thing I want you to remember. Anybody? Be honest. Okay. Yes. Keyword. Keyword. Yes. Some of you remember. Good. So you have to use keyword. So what are keywords? Can I find the keywords from somewhere? Can I get some hint? What is the keyword? Yes. When you look for a job, they will provide job description or what do they look for in this person. So from all that job responsibility and description, you are going to catch the keyword from there. So it also means for every different company that you apply for, you may have to change a little bit of what you put in as your bullet point. So you can fit as close as possible to the person that they're looking for. But of course, don't lie, okay? Be honest. Okay, you read through and those that you think it's relevant to you, then you choose that. Okay, you see the ones that I have a orange border over, those are the keyword and they are usually verb, V-E-R-B, verb, kata kerja, 动词. Okay, so verb is important. You should always write your bullet point using verb action. Okay, something that you can do because resume emphasize skill. Skill, you need to do it. Okay, so from all this description, you are going to pick the one that you can relate to. You have somewhat done it before in your previous work experience, and then put in your own story or experience to form a phrase. That is what you will form your bullet point. Okay, about 3 to 5 is enough. So choose the one that is important. Okay, are we clear? If we are clear, can you give me a C? Okay, great. So all these you can find from the job description. Okay, it's not hard, really not hard, right? So also a bit of tips how you can write the sentence a bit more with a bit more power is you quantify your achievement. You use number. That I serve 5 clients, 5 companies. I did 8 designs in 1 month. Things like that. Use number. If you can, use a number. Okay? Because it's easier for humans to catch number. Because with number, straight away in my head, I can already have an image and understanding. And if you can also, if that points is something that you can explain, then try to format your sentence, state the result first, and then say what you did. For example, look at the second bullet point. So the first half of the sentence is the result. Develop media list for 5 account manager. This is the result. And what did I do to get the result is using Factiva and critical mention. Okay, clear on this? And the last thing, also very important, why I have been showing you guys with just a white background and just words, because I want to show you this point. White space can draw people's attention a bit better because it's easy to read. The words in black, it will pop out. So this is what you should aim for as well. Don't dense your resume in blocks of words, okay? Have enough spacing, all right? So same way that you are going to write for your campus or community involvement using this same structure. So if you are a treasurer in a club, so you're gonna write treasurer, comma, photography club, and then put in bracket, when was your term, okay? But if it's a club and society, the name itself is already quite clear, then you don't have to put in that 1 line of description, okay? It's only applicable for company. And then in the bullet point also, it's the same thing. Try to look at the keywords here. If there's anything that you think can reflect your relevance to the job, then use those keywords. Okay? Are we good so far? If we are good, can you give me a G in the chat? Okay, not GG, just G. All right, so here, if you follow all this, it will give you your resume. Okay. And just a few more things to remind you in general, don't use crazy fonts. Don't use too many colors. Okay, just stick with like Times New Roman, Arial, or Calibri, those more default fonts in your Word document. And I know nowadays there are a lot of those designing websites. They already have a template for you to put in your information, and it comes with design. It has background, it has color. Okay, whether or not you want to use it, it's really your choice, but it also depends on what type of company you're applying to. Because if you are going for a big corporate, for example, like Shell or Petronas or a bank, you know, HSBC, public bank, they are more big corporate, they are serious. So try not to use color, okay? Just use the black and white traditional one where it's straightforward. Okay, sometimes color will turn them off. It's too much. Okay, because you have to know those HR manager in this type of big corporate, they are usually about 40 plus or even 50. So they are not used to seeing resume of a more modern way. But if you are applying for like an advertising company or a startup or a young company, then yeah, by all means, go ahead. Show your creativity if you want to, okay? But of course, the safest one is always the traditional one. The next thing, don't use pronouns. Do you all know what is pronouns? Yes. What is pronouns? Can someone give me an example in the chat? What is a pronouns? Anybody? Pronoun? Yes. So all the I, you, he, she, they, we, it. It is fine because you can use it to describe your job. But all the I, you, he, she, we, they, no. So when you are writing your sentence, just go straight. A recent graduate, okay, communicated with multiple team members on blah, blah, blah. So just go straight with the sentence. Okay, it doesn't have to be how you write an essay. It doesn't need like the full sentence structure, but more straightforward. Okay, remember this, very important. No header, no footer, no need all that. No images. It's not your PowerPoint presentation, no need to put photo. But if you want to put a photo of yourself in the personal details section on top, you can. Okay, it's not compulsory, but if you have a good looking photo, a professional business looking photo, you can put it. And usually some people will put a last section as reference. Okay, if you really have someone who agree to be your reference, then you put it. Okay, put the name, put the contact details, whether it's email or phone number and who they are. Put in their job title, their position, if they are your lecturer, okay, lecturer in Thai UC. Okay, don't just give that one line references upon request. No, they hate it. Okay, HR manager hate this sentence. Don't put that. If you have someone, just put their details in. And before you put their details, please ask them whether they agree to be your reference and they agree for their information to be put in your resume, so that when the company contact them, they are aware. Because if you didn't inform them, you just put it in and suddenly the company call them and they are all blur and they don't remember you. Okay, if you are putting your lecturer, maybe your lecturer have too many students, now suddenly they forgot about you and then they're like, okay, sorry, I don't know this person. Then it will give the HR an impression that, okay, this person is either like lying or not responsible or some other negative things. Okay, so after all this, it will give you your resume. It should be easy to read, remember? Okay, and how you arrange it, you want it to be center or left, right, up to you. Just make sure it's easy to read. More importantly, your keyword should be correct. All right, so are we good at resume? If you are good, give me a 1 in the chat box. Okay, great. So here you have your resume. And sometimes there are certain companies that will request for this thing called the cover letter. Have you all heard of this before? Cover letter? Yes? If yes, in the chat box, yes? Okay. Now, how do you write a cover letter? So as the name says, it's a letter. So the formatting looks like a letter. It's a formal letter, so everything will be on the left. So here I'll break down to you what should you write. So it will always start again with your personal information. So like how you write a letter, but this one you need to put in a bit more extra information. So your name, address, your phone, email, and your LinkedIn. Okay, and then underneath is a date, and then your employer's information. If you already know who you are writing to, if they put a name like, okay, contact Miss Tan, hiring manager, then you put Miss Tan. If they don't have any name, you just mention dear hiring manager or dear HR department. That's it. Okay, and you can just Google the address of the company. I think nowadays it's not hard. If you cannot Google their address, don't apply to this company. They're probably not very legit. Okay. And after you have the employer's detail, underneath you start with greeting, to whom it may concern. Okay, or dear someone. Okay, just like a letter. The more important thing here is what do you write in the content? So there are 3 main points that you can write about. The first paragraph, you introduce yourself and you share a bit of your interests about the job, about the company. And the second paragraph, it's where you highlight how your past experience are relevant to the job. And then the third one is related to your goal and what do you want to do for the company. So these 3 are the main points of the content. So now we go into the first one, where you introduce yourself. So you see there are 5 bullet points here. So they are the information that you can write about in this paragraph. It's also quite similar to what you put in your resume, but here, because it's a letter, so you need to type in full sentence. So here in this cover letter, you need to type in a proper paragraph, proper sentence, okay? So let me show you the example here. So this person, you introduce yourself, your year in school, university, what is your major? See the second line under second purple line. So you introduce yourself, and then what job are you applying? The first line, entry-level IT technician. And why are you interested in this position and why are you qualified? Because I have knowledge in this system, I'm experienced in doing this and that. So these are the details you can include in this paragraph, okay? You all can snap a photo of this if you want to keep it for your own reference. Okay, there's a question. Is cover letter a must? Okay, cover letter you only send in if they request. Because in the job posting, they will tell you what kind of documents they want you to submit. So this is only required if they specifically mention. Okay? But not many will ask, but just in case they ask, I'm going to also just let you know what to write, okay? So this is the first paragraph about yourself, express your interest, and a summary of what you can do. Okay, and second paragraph is where you really go into detail and tell a bit of the exact experience of what you had that makes you a good fit for the position. So this person say worked before as a student worker at the University Technical Service. Okay, so what he did is troubleshoot technical issue for staff, assisting with server maintenance and install equipment. So these are specific things that you've done before, okay? And some of the achievement, this person assisted with the development and rollout of new department practice, improved response time by 12%. So this is an achievement, okay? So this paragraph is to highlight what you can do and your achievement that makes you a good candidate. And the third one, you have to, in a way, sell yourself and explain a bit about your goal and what do you hope you can do to make the company better, okay? So here, this person did a bit of research about the company. So he knows that the company is seeking to expand your cloud computing service. And so happened, this person specialized and did a thesis on cloud computing. So that's why this is an exciting opportunity for me to use this education background to contribute to the company, okay? Because this person is really passionate to work in this company, yeah, so they spend a lot of time researching. So it's the same for you. If you really want the job, you should know the company, okay? So your resume, what you write in it, it's going to be more relevant, okay? And the last paragraph, it's quite common. You say thank you, and you can put in your availability. I can I'm ready or available for an interview at this time. I'm ready to start working immediately and things like that. And thank you. Okay. And as a letter will always end, you have to put sincerely or best regards, and then you sign. Okay. A letter like this. Okay. Cover letter. Okay. You're okay. Can you type an L? Okay, even though it's not very common that companies ask, but some of them, they still do. Okay, so it's better that you have an idea what is it about and how to write. Okay, so now you have your resume ready, and if they want a cover letter, your cover letter is also ready. And they are sometimes will request you to email and send your resume to them directly. And if you apply to those online portal, you can apply directly. Okay, then that is fine. But email is still a quite important communication tools in the business world. Even if you start working, sending emails to clients or business partner, it's still very, very common. So you need to know what is the proper way to do it, because you are not texting your friend. Business communication in general, it's different from how you text someone in your WhatsApp or your DM and things. In WhatsApp, a lot of people like to type like few words and send, few words send. And then the last thing, send just one question mark. Okay, you're not going to do that in business communication. Okay, we need a proper sentence, a proper vocabulary and spelling and etc. It's more serious. It's really like how you would write an essay. Okay. So let me show you some of the bad email that I have received before personally. Okay, these are real stuff. Sending stuff with no subject line. So when it reaches my mailbox, it will look like this, no subject. So for me, it looks like a spam email. So I'm not going to open. Okay, and you just wasted the opportunity. Our second, they type the content in the subject line. Okay, as the name says, is a subject, so it should be just a short phrase. Okay, and you have a big space for you to type the content. So type the things in their designated space properly. Next thing, they send the attachment, but never say anything. No subject, no content. They just send the file. So what do you want? Okay, it's bad. Or they send the file and they put like one line, this is the file. So what do you want me to do with the file? Okay, you have to be clear. Even though maybe you have already called the person, you have already spoke to the person like face to face, oh, I'm going to send you the file. Okay, but when you send the email, still type in a proper sentence. As per our conversation earlier, here attached is the file that you requested, full stop. Okay, it's not hard to just type one full sentence. Okay, these are some bad stuff. Don't do that, please. So here I'm going to share with you how to properly type an email. Okay, number one, have a subject line. Okay, don't leave that empty. Just a few words to let the person know before even clicking into the email, what is this email for? Okay, just a short phrase, it's fine. Just think about what is it for. Number two, in the content, the first thing you should always address the person first. Dear someone, whatever the name is, or hi, comma, and then go to the next line. That's where you type your content. If it's your first time sending the email to this particular person, especially when you start working or when you are sending a resume to a company, they don't know who you are, then you should introduce yourself first. I am so-and-so. I am, if you're working, you should explain where you're from, okay? And next thing, you state what is the purpose of this email. I'm writing to you to submit my resume in application for a job opening of something. Okay? And then you clearly state what is it that you want the person to do. Don't just say, oh, I'm sending my resume, full stop. So what do you want? Okay? Same goes to your other type of, in the future, when you are working, you are sending email to client and all that, it needs to be more clear. Sometimes it's okay to be a bit more long-winded than not giving enough information, because it's just words. Miscommunication can happen very easily. So explain a bit more. And always end with gratitude. Just 2 words, thank you, is good enough. And sign off, best regards, cheers, sincerely, and then your name. Okay? Not hard. So this is how it will look like. If you follow all that, looks neat, easy to read. Okay? And there's a question, normally some copy paste from cover letter. Copy paste, you mean you copy paste from what you can find online? Or you copy paste the same thing for different company? Okay, waiting for you to give me a bit more details on that, copy paste. So coming back to this email, so this is how it looks like. Start with dear someone, introduce yourself, and then the next paragraph, if you are sending your resume, applying for internship, give a bit of introduction of yourself, a bit more. Okay, so before they go into reading your resume, they already have a bit of idea who you are, what kind of background do you have. And then third paragraph, attached is my resume. I can be contacted via email or phone number, state again. Okay, because if they were to shortlist you, they want to contact you, they can go back to the email and then they can see already your contact without flipping back to find your resume again. Okay, so you can end if you want to be a bit more, sound more energetic. I look forward to hear from you soon. Thank you! Exclamation mark. Very energetic. Okay, so this is how a good email should look like. So going back to your friend's question, what you write in the cover letter, okay, again, whether or not you want to copy paste, it's your own decision. But at the end of the day, it's what impression you want to leave to the HR. So if all the information you give, whether it's in a resume or cover letter, are more closely related to the type of person that they're looking for, then your chances of getting called for interview is higher. Okay, it's not what is right to do, but what do you want to achieve? I know preparing resume or just typing this can be a bit time consuming. You need to really think, but it's your own future. Okay, no right or wrong. It's really whether what you put in the content. Okay, because I don't really quite get your question here. There are difference, cover letter and the mail. Okay, you got it? Okay, email is email, cover letter is cover letter. They are like two different things. Okay, they are not going to hire you just by looking at your email as well. Okay, email is just a way to send your documents to them. Okay, but in the email, you should also type it properly so they already have a very good first impression the moment they receive your resume. Okay, are we clear? If we are clear, can you all give me an alphabet S? S. Okay, great. And there are a few things here about email or business communication. Just we want you guys to remember, don't send emoji, please. No smiley face. If you are, okay, once you get to know your client or business partner, you may get their WhatsApp number. And in WhatsApp, if you want to send emoji, it should just be a complimentary kind of message. If you want to say yes, type a yes. Don't just send a thumbs up like that. Okay, because different people can have slightly different interpretation of emoji. So if you just send an emoji to represent like a full message, sometimes miscommunication happen. Okay, I mean, it could have happened before too between you and your friends. You know, they just send you a smiley face, but actually it's a no from them. Okay, so try not to do that in business communication. And when you are sending document, your resume, your cover letter and all that, please send in a PDF. Don't send in Microsoft Word, because when you open Microsoft Word, it will open up in the Microsoft Word of the person's device or laptop or PC. And if they accidentally press something on their keyboard, your information will be gone. Okay, and do you think they're going to go back to the email and download again? No. Okay, so we want to be safe. Even when you work to documents and PDF, because it's very easy for people to change information in Word document. Dangerous. And use proper spelling, please. No short form. Type properly. Proper vocab, sentence, I mentioned a lot of times. And before you send, please read again what you have typed. Because sometimes when you're typing, you kind of type certain wrong word or the sentence doesn't quite make sense. So you need to read again before you click the send button. And please send your resume application within office hour. Don't send at 3, 4 a.m. Because when they receive, they can see what time do you send the email. If you're sending at like midnight, 3, 4 a.m., they will be thinking, oh, so this person doesn't sleep. So if I hire this person, will this person come to work wanting to go to sleep? Okay? And if you're applying for multiple companies at the same time, even though you're going to use the same resume, please don't send together in the one same email. Send individually. They can tell. Okay? So when you send individually, sometimes you also feel that, okay, I'm talking to one person. So there are certain ways that you will change in the sentence to make it feel like I'm really focusing on one person. Be a bit more sincere when you send, okay? And just a quick one. Do you all know what is the difference between the to or CC and BCC function in email? Yes, no? Okay, only one person, yes. Okay, just let me go through very quick, because it's quite important too, especially when you start working. If you don't know how to use this, it may create some funny jokes. So to is very straightforward. It's the main recipient that are supposed to receive. And this person can also see who are the other people you are sending under to and CC. Okay, so technically we know who is in this email. But CC is, you CC a person when this person just need to know, but you don't need them to do anything. So for example, when you are working, you are discussing something with a client, so you just CC your manager. So your manager know what has been going on, but you don't need your manager to come in and do anything. Okay? And this CC person can see who is the recipient under to and the other people that you CC. And BCC cannot see other people who are under BCC. It's usually used when you need to send one same email to many people, to multiple people. So they cannot check who are the other people that you send to. Okay, so if you really want to send one same resume to multiple companies, to avoid them from finding out, use BCC. Put their email under BCC so they cannot tell who other companies you send to, but they will know that you BCC them. Okay, so these are the more major difference on how you use to CC, BCC. Okay, are we good? If you are good, can you give me one? Okay, great. Yes, So today, in just like 1 hour, there may be a bit too many information for you to digest, but I hope you took note, okay? How to construct your resume, what are the sections needed, and under each section, what are the information, how to write them, okay? Okay, your friend have a question. If we accidentally press the send, can we unsend, okay? So I have 2 solutions for you. So more specific to your question, can you unsend? Yes, you can, but you need to activate that function in your Gmail setting. There is a function for you to undo the sending. You need to find it from your email setting. You can find it just under setting, go look through it. Okay, so that's one. And second, to avoid that, you always put in the email of the person last. So you just click to write a new email. You just type everything first, put the subject line, type the content, attach the file, proofread everything until you think, okay, this is good. Then only you put in the email and send. Okay, this happened before, even to myself, when I just graduated. We don't know, we just, okay, follow. Okay, first thing, I put the email first, then I type my subject line, then I type the content, and you will accidentally press the send button. Yes, so yeah, the unsend button, it's only a short while, so like it's immediately, you click send already, and you know that, oh no, something wrong, then you have to quickly press. So you cannot recall if it's sent like 1 hour ago or 1 day ago, okay? So that's why proofread, okay? Make sure everything is there, correct, then only you send, okay? We need to be a bit more serious because email it's designed for work, mostly, okay? So it's not like how you text your friend. Now WhatsApp can delete message and all that. No such thing for email. Okay? So here I'm giving you my email address. If you have prepared your resume, you just want someone to go through and see whether everything is good, you can send to me. Please use the proper email ethic that I just explained to you when you send me an email. Okay, if you just want to keep in touch on social media, here's my account. And here also is the survey time, okay? And if you can see, Miss Kani also sent in the link already in the chat box, so you can start filling in now.
Okay, the link is in the chat box, yeah? Those who can't scan, having some difficulties to scan the QR code, please click the link and submit your feedback. So only then we will be awarding you the soft skill points, all right? Okay, so I think, so that's about it from Karmen, right?
Yes, but just 1 minute.
Done? Yeah.
Let me just show you guys a bad resume that I received recently. It could be a bit tiny, but as you can see, what I really want to point out is under the education section, there's no consistency. You see, number one, the person put in the O level first. It's not following the reverse chronological order. So what happens most recent should come first. So if you graduated with a degree this year, you should put that first. And then you go back to your diploma and then your A-levels and whatsoever SPM. Okay? And you see, number one, the O-level has no date. I don't know when this person completed the O-level. And number three, Bachelor of Communication. That's only the course and the time, but which university? There's no university. You don't assume people will think that, oh yeah, this person completed diploma in this uni, or they must have completed degree in the same uni. No, that's not the case. So every single thing you need to be more specific. And also now move to work experience. Again, it should also be reverse chronological order. Look at how this person put in the sequence. He start with an internship, but it's in 2017. And then the next thing is 2020. Okay? And for that second job, the George Healthcare Berhad, he didn't mention what is the position. What do you work at is in the company. Okay? And in the bullet points, it can be a bit more specific. If you look at the first one, the internship one, the first bullet point, maintain and fulfill the marketing aspect of the business. What exactly in the marketing? Did you manage email marketing, or do you manage the social media? You design the posting for social media? We need to be a bit more specific because these are very broad terms. Like I do the marketing. It's too broad, okay? And second, client servicing. It's also quite broad. Like what exactly do you do to do client servicing? Okay, so this is a bit bad. So take this as a learning example. Don't do that. Be a bit more specific. Okay, and there's a question. If you have climbed the ladder in previous company, do we list the latest position only? Okay, you can list each of them as a separate parts. Okay, so for example, if now you are a HR manager, so you put it human resource manager, whatever company, and then the bullet points. And before you work up to the manager, you are a HR executive. Then you put that as your second one, human resource executive. Same company, everything, it's fine to put at the same company, different position. Okay, welcome. So that will be all from me for today. Hope you guys can get some better understanding and knowledge how to draft, how to structure everything, and all the best in job searching. It may look like the market is a bit challenging now and a bit tough, but there are still opportunities out there. So don't give up. It may just mean that you need to put a bit more extra effort, because back then maybe people just applied to 10 companies and they got one. Now you may have to apply for like 30 or 50, just do it. Okay, there are opportunities out there. So passing back to you, Kani. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Karmen. Okay, that was indeed a very beneficial and useful session for students, especially those final year students who are currently in the midst of seeking for internship placement. So make sure you prepare your resume according to what Karmen has shared just now. And thank you so much for staying. Those who stayed up to the end, thank you so much for staying. And please do not forget to fill out your feedback form, all right, for us to award you the soft skill points. And I've also put in information of our upcoming virtual internship fair in the chat box, okay? And also the link to our Facebook page. Please follow us on Facebook page, and we will be updating all our upcoming career activities on our page. And please register for our virtual internship fair. We have more than 90 over employers coming on board, all right? So please join us in the fair, okay? There will be exciting webinars as well as 5 lucky winners will be eligible to win gift card from H&M worth 500 each. Okay,
wow.
So if you want to shop for your internship attire, so this is the time. All right, so please make sure your profile is complete. Upload your recent updated resume as per what Karmen has shared just now. Okay, put in the crucial points there. Okay, and I'm wishing you all the best on behalf of the Student Career Development Center of Main Campus TAUC. All right. Okay, have a nice day, everyone. That's all from us. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.